Wow. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Welcome to GMSONIC, everybody. So happy to have you here joining me and Dracula, the head of the ecosystem. Dracula, you should be putting that in your little headline.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the big cheese across the ticker here.
You be careful, big cheese. You know what happens when the cheese comes out? The rats start running, scurrying around. We're already starting to see that here a little bit, dude. Now, Drac, you can't talk about price anymore, right?
Well,
I can.
I mean, I just, I assistant might be able to tell me here. I mean, I think I'm still allowed to talk about. I think I'm still allowed to look at like Bitcoin and Ethereum charts. I think you're just gonna have to take over the Sonic part.
Look, all you'll need to do is you need to throw the chart, and I'll tell people how to feel about it. That'll be our game plan, dude.
Yeah.
Now, Drac, how's your weekend been? Because for me, I was kind of radio silent last week. It seemed like I didn't post all that much. I don't think.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. Just it started as got added to a lot of group chats, getting caught up on a lot of stuff. So that took probably a couple days in itself. There was just a lot going on. Then over the weekend, tried to start kind of piecing together the plan here. We had already talked about a good bit of stuff, during the process of working out this role and everything. We had already kicked around a lot of stuff and came up with a lot of ideas and everything. But started to kind of put together the game plan here to get rolling. I do have a big article that it's going to come out later today. So be on the lookout for that. I know I just kind of went over the whole thing before we started the show, so I don't know if you feel like hearing it all over again, but
people need to know, dude. People need to know. Enlighten them.
Yeah.
Hope for, Drac. You're the only hope the network has at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the role is like to hopefully, bring protocols in the community of users kind of tighter on the network. Fallout Zone says step 1, commit crime. Step 2, make money. That's actually the whole thesis, really. That's all it's going to say in the article is, no, I mean,
rap sheet.
Yeah, I mean, on the community side, it's just kind of like expanding some media stuff. I do have like one or two kind of like bigger projects in the works, but I can't really like comment it quite yet. But it's still early. Just want to make sure, I don't like to announce things and then find out it's not technically feasible or whatever. Mm-hmm. But kind of like on like the, basic infra type stuff, it's just more communication with like the community, putting the foundation like more into direct communication with the community as well, where it's not as like disjointed and sporadic. So for starters, we're going to continue to bring protocols and projects on the GMSONIC, which that's been going pretty well. The calendar stays pretty booked. We got kind of a weird episode today because we kind of have a hard stop, but we're going to keep projects coming, keep encouraging projects to come when they have new, additions to their protocol or new incentives or campaigns or whatever. On like the community side, there will be a weekly spaces that is geared towards strictly like memes, NFT culture, and kind of like community spotlight type stuff. Real casual, but just covering something interesting from the ecosystem every week. Bi-weekly, there's going to be essentially, this is actually an idea that came from our infamous airdrop day episode where the chat was just going insane and we kept joking about, hey, we need to make a show that's just this. Bi-weekly, going to have, it's the title is tentative. We'll just call it Grievance Hour for now. People will be able to submit anonymously, or, you know, if they want to attach their name to it, they can submit questions, vent, you know, feedback. They can submit that, and we'll have that ready before we go on. Also, the chat will be open. It'll just be a discussion. That'll be bi-weekly, just kind of answering some of these questions, responding to some of this feedback. You know, you can let it rip there. You know, it can be mean. It can be whatever, you know, thoughtful would be nicer, but, you know, so that'll be bi-weekly. And then once a month, we'll arrange this with the team. But once a month, looking to have something that's kind of more like a fireside chat. It'll be, you know, the expanded team, hopefully, where same idea. They can respond to feedback, questions, and also kind of just like, you know, give some details on like what they're working on and, you know, what's going on, like broader scope in terms of behind the scenes. So, you know, looking to, like I said, expand on media, have more community centered media events, that kind of stuff. On the protocol side, because like I said, I don't know if the protocol side is exciting to the normal viewer here, but on the protocol side, we're looking to just like increase content on the broader eco. You know, I think that's been a concern. You know, I was saying this the other day, like me kind of like being adjacent to the foundation for so long. I do feel like I get a lot of venting and a lot of other things that maybe people didn't always receive. And I think that's like been a common issue, I think, with some of the protocols that aren't necessarily like, oh, we have, you know, millions and millions of TVL yet, is like just trying to like kind of break in, you know, get the word out. So going to expand content for projects as a whole, you know, going to bring in like Mew Mew and Luis to like help with that a good bit as well, but also like not just more ecosystem content, but also kind of like a different quality of it beyond just kind of like retweets and quote tweets, you know, more threads, more mini threads, things that do well with like the algo, but also can give people more information, you know? So it's like cleaning cement or something. It's like we're trying to get everything out of the nooks and crannies and cracks and make sure everybody's got, you know, kind of knows what's going on and is more aligned and happier, and hopefully builders on Sonic that feel like they're not able to get out there can, you know, feel more heard, and those pockets of the community that don't always feel like, you know, they're represented or heard can also, you know, have a voice. So that's the very broad overview. Hopefully I didn't bore everybody too bad. Like I said, there will be an article laying a lot of this out. I do have, you know, like I said, a couple like bigger projects that, you know, are taking some heavier lifting. So hopefully I'll have news on those soon as well. But that's kind of like the general outline. Yeah, you know, I was telling Corval, you know, I might be able to gonna keep you busier too, I think.
Hell yeah, I'd love to have more things to do around here. I think there's a lot of good stuff here. Like you're saying, maybe not like, again, like you're saying, probably not the most super exciting. It's not like announcing $100 million market buy, but it is important stuff. Like you're saying, it seemed like there was a lot of resentment building up. Maybe we can clear some of this negatively charged air.
Yeah, and I mean, I talk about it in the article as like, yeah, like some of this might seem a little mundane, but it's like we got to lay some rails, we got to lay some groundwork. These need to be things that are happening, you know, like consistently and every week, every month, whatever, you know. And you know, like I said,
make a gumbo, bro. When you want to make a gumbo, you got to start simple, dude. You got to make a roux, right?
That's right. And
you gotta make a base, dude. You gotta have a simple ass roux for the gumbo.
Yeah. And there is more coming in terms of, you know, you said $100 million buy. You know, I will have a role in like shaping incentives and shaping some other community things. So those are kind of some of those other elements I'm saying that, you know, I'm in early stages of developing, but you know, there's a lot of hoops to jump through to make sure some of these things can happen. And I don't want to like say, oh, this is going to happen. And I then find out a week or two later that I'm not gonna be able to pull it off, So there will be some bigger scale kind of announcements coming soon. And he says, honestly, guys, the only thing people are interested in this point is price. Now that's kind of interesting you say that, because I have to disagree with you if you've been around the timeline the last 2 or 3 weeks, sir.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said, I'm also the CEO, the chief. No, it's the CCEO. It's the Chief Crime Enforcement Officer. Okay, so cool. No, we're just gonna, put like 9 figs into just buying S off the market. No, and just painting like a 30% candle. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, all these things kind of have to come together when it comes to price. I mean, it's there's only so much that community.
Listen, we've got our best guy on the case. He's doing the best he can. Okay. Sometimes I can't think of a good metaphor. Damn, I was gonna say something like you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet, but it doesn't really crack in that one, does it? Let's see. I got some. Oh, we have a surprise guest. Do we want to bring him on?
Yeah, I think there is a big governance vote coming up. So
hey guys.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, sleepyhead.
Huh?
I said hello, sleepyhead.
Nah, not I've been awake for 4 hours. But Corval, out of all people, you're saying that to me, bro. Bro wakes up at 3 p.m. when he doesn't have a work day. Come on.
This guy doesn't know what's going on. He calls me, wakes me up from my 30-minute beauty nap that I take every 45 minutes, so I'm always camera ready.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's part of my job, assistant.
Like, hey,
okay,
Corval, this is really important. I'm trying to make moves on this, and you're like, I just woke up, dude. Give me a couple of minutes. Thanks. Had a long night. I'm like, all right, no problem.
Yeah, he's saying this, but he's calling me at 4:30 a.m.
Shut up,
dude. He's calling me at 4:30 a.m. He's like, "We got to get up. It's SEAL time."
Now that you say that, I'm curious. Can you walk me through like a normal 24 hours of Corval? Like, what times are you actually alive?
Yeah, I usually wake up at like 9, 8,
bullshit,
somewhere around there. I'm in a different time zone than you guys. Yeah, for me, it's 8 morning. For you, it's maybe 2 p.m.
1 hour behind.
You have 1 hour, I think, difference.
Yeah, what do you know, assistant? When did you become a time doctor, dude?
I'm not. Anyway,
okay, get to the point here. What are you even here for, dude? You tell me about this governance, all right? We're not here to dissect my lifestyle.
Well, people have been bugging us about the governance because I think we mentioned it in Korea a few weeks ago. But I'm here to tell you, I got sick in Korea and I've been pretty ill since then. So I have been still working on this, but I did get delayed by some type of Korean parasite. It's been a little delayed because I've been pretty sick since then, but it's almost completed. I think we'll probably publish it today or tomorrow. Dracula has had a chance to look at it. Corval, actually, I sent it over to Corval just to get, his very Sonic centric eyes on it to, get a little bit of third party input.
What is this guy trying to imply here? What is he getting at here?
You gave good input on there.
Yeah. I actually haven't given any input on it yet so far. I didn't know if I was allowed to talk about it.
No. You can't talk about it public, but I'm talking about in the group. Like you're part of the
oh yeah,
the feedback. We usually the way that we do governance. So just give it people an idea is like the team will draft up some governance. Usually it's myself, Sam, Mike, right? We'll work on the initial governance. Then we'll send it to like a few people on the team. We'll get their feedback, make some changes. Then we'll send it to the entire team. Feedback, changes. Then we'll send it to like a few of the community members that are pretty trusted in terms of like we respect their opinion. and that could be a range of opinions. It could be like someone who's newer in the community or someone who's like been around for a while. So like we kind of get all different levels of feedback, and then we take it back. We take that feedback, and even right now I'm going through it and actually applying. Like there was some pretty good feedback from people from the community on things that like we missed. So we're going back over that right now, and then once that's done, I think today or tomorrow we'll start the new governance. And the new governance process is pretty interesting for anyone who cares. But before we were using like a different method of doing like the process for the public, but now it's like completely hosted through Snapshot. So if you've used Snapshot before, which is like pretty popular for DAO voting, on the Snapshot we'll also have like a forum area so that you can have like the period of feedback on forum, and then the voting will be like on the same page. So it's not like before where like you have to kind of like jump back and forth between multiple websites to go through the whole governance process. Now it's just in one spot. So it should make things pretty simplified.
Awesome. I know our governance heads are gonna be super stoked about this. When did you say we're going public with this governance again?
It might actually be today. It's just, I'm actually working on it right now because, like I said, some of the people in the community gave good feedback. So right now I'm just kind of combing through that feedback because I think that they actually brought up some good points. So I just want to, double down and make it a little bit more clear. Because when you're writing the governance from like the foundation or the lab's point of view, you kind of you like know. So you're so familiar with like the governance because you've been working on it for some time that you kind of forget like some of the nuances. So like the community has helped with that on this time around.
Hell yeah. Now, I have something else I kind of wanted. You had the point about the grievance hour. I found that Intel Scout was doing this, which I've always thought has been a great idea. Essentially crypto confessions, but just Sonic confessions.
Yeah, I wish I could have made that. I was going to try to hop on it, but it was kind of late Saturday night, and I had some family getting into town in the evening. So yeah, the whole point was that they didn't record it because I was like, man, I would have loved to have listened to it. But they're kind of like, hey, you can submit stuff anonymously. You're mad about whatever conspiracy theories, whatever. And they were like, we will not record the spaces. So it's like you got to be there. So yeah, that was a cool idea.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I thought this one was interesting. I'm stuck holding a large amount of Phantom off-chain on my bank account via Bitstamp. Can't withdraw directly. Selling at a loss and rebuying elsewhere is also not feasible for tax reasons. They still haven't supported the S upgrade. Liquidity is thin. That's scary, dude. He's like trapped by Bitstamp.
I mean,
self-custody just sitting on Bitstamp. Yeah, I don't really know what he means by off-chain bank account.
I guess it's that he would turn it to fiat and then withdraw from Bitstamp, I guess. I mean, I'm not super sure on that, but yeah.
I feel for him, I guess. I was expecting I guess the other ones are just too depressing, like I sold my child so I could buy Sonic at $1 or whatever. Like we can read that, dude.
I would think you could still just take it off, put it on actual Phantom and then move it over to Sonic, I would think.
That's right. It's like it's got to be like custodied by Bitstamp or something. But yeah, then you still be able to just withdraw it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, but then
this
again,
guy needs help. Okay.
Yeah. If this guy happens to hear this, hit me up. We'll try to help you. I'll try to help you somehow, man. That sounds rough.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. Now we've got some other news too while we're like right at time. So I just want to touch on a couple things here. The CFTC is launching an initiative to enable spot crypto trading on federally registered exchanges. It can be kind of big. That means, buying crypto through typical brokerages and everything.
Yeah.
And then let's play this. Justin sent in space, dude.
Oh, Dios mío, gracias.
That's not Justin Simpson.
Love you, Dad and Mom.
You have to release it into screen time.
Increíble.
Would you ever do this track? Would you ever go?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Justin Sam.
I had this.
Dios mío, mira que.
Weird. Wow, dude. It's only $200,000 or $300,000, dude. It's actually way cheaper than I thought.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I was saying I didn't mean to throw this up while the video was playing, but I had grabbed this snapshot from the video, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, pretty sweet.
This is an omen, dude. This is a sign of what's to come for Sonic, I think. Heading to space once we get this Tron partnership.
Yeah, thank you, Justin. Very, very cool. Very cool of you.
Yeah.
Starting on Friday, we'll have Mew Mew popping in with us every once in a while. So we're working out some segments and like some things we can add to the show. If you got any ideas on that, definitely join our Telegram and shoot some ideas over. But yeah, we actually got a call about that later today. So we're gonna be working on some extra content for the show.
Yeah, excited for what's going to be coming here. We got some big changes coming up to the show. Just constantly improving it for you guys so we can give you the kind of information you need. You know, if you want to tell us what kind of content you want to see, you know, help us shape our YouTube journey. You know? Yeah.
And and in that article I'll be releasing, I kind of give like some GMSONIC updates as well on like, you know, some of these changes and everything. So yeah, that'll hit the timeline here in a little while, probably 2 or 3 hours. So you'll get some details.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Want to appreciate you all showing up, watching us, and we'll catch you later.
We will see you on Friday, 12 o'clock Eastern.
Adios, amigos.
GMSONIC is Corval and Dracula Presley. GM.